Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today we're doing the second half of my What Sold video, which will be for last weekend, Friday through Sunday, October 3rd through the 5th. No Etsy sales to share with you, and only what we were on vacation at that point. So I had 2-day handling on because I do not trust time away. Will not use time away ever again. So we did 2-day handling because we had somebody come in and do our shipping for us. We only had one sale in Robert's store, clothing store, and then, lackluster, but okay sales in mine. So let me go ahead and share with you some of the things that sold for us.
No, before you get started, I have a comment and a question. Comment. If y'all could hit the like button and leave a comment, that would be great. And are you going to look at the right camera today?
We'll try. I don't know why I did that yesterday. Just talking away over here. Because I can see myself there. That's what drew my attention there. We have a GoPro that's pointed at him. But I could see myself in that. So, yeah. Oh, no. I was losing my mind.
Does this mean that you love me more than I love you? Because I just threw you right under the bus.
Yeah,
right?
I
did.
I've done it a couple times.
But you could have just said, why can't we use the one that's, where it gets both of us? Because, like picking your nose or something, Robert? Is that why we can't use it?
You're the editor. All I do is sit here and get them ready and talk.
I need to be, instead of just being editor, I need to be director. Tell you what to do. And tell you what to do.
You try.
Cut! Look at the right camera.
All right. Back to the real stuff. All right. First thing was this Just Play Ice Age Scratch plush. Do have video showing that it worked. It made sounds. Sold very quickly in about a week. $13.45. Play School Touch'ems. There are several plush in the Touch'ems series. This one I find quite often. I think I've recently found a turtle, and I think there's a couple more. They seem to sell very, very quickly for decent money. So go familiarize yourself with some of the other Touch'ems. Sometimes it's one word. Sometimes it's split up like this. But this sold for $15. Gray squirrel with the embroidered eyes definitely gave me IKEA like vibes, but I never could find one. So I just kind of kept it generic. I tend to put in embroidered eyes if I have enough space, because somebody who's looking for a plush for a pet might want to consider it. Sold for $16.16. Crown was the brand. Little lion plush. It took forever to sell, but they're so cute. Lions tend to take a while. I don't pick up very many of them anymore. But this one was still a decent sell, $10.76. Ganley the hedgehog with a little Hallmark plush. Yes, proof. I have started putting unlike brands together. Just was 2 very small hedgehog plush. Put them together, sold for $9. First in Maine, little pajama pal bear plush. Like I've mentioned in the previous video, I'm dropping a whole lot of my bear plush to $9.95. And they're starting to sell $8.96 for this one. Aurora black and white cat plush. That was my thing this past year. I bought a lot of cats and dogs. Sold for $10. If you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping, so the buyer has also paid extra for the shipping. Y'all, the new price increase that started at the beginning of the month, or this month, they are drastic. I did decide to go in and up all of my flat rate shipping. I used to be based on weight, which was, the 0 to 8 ounces, the 9 to 12, the 13 to 15. I was doing $4.95, $5.95, $6.95. the long drive home from Missouri, I sat and started changing those prices. I added 50 cents. So now I am $5.45, $6.45, $7.45. And today we were doing shipping. It's Monday, it's a holiday, but we decided to go ahead and get our shipping done. The $7.45 is still not covering some of the packages that I shipped to the West Coast. It was like $7.90 for one of them. Just crazy prices. But luckily, they're all not that bad. But it's annoying that they have to raise their prices so much during fourth quarter.
What was that thing I sent you the other day? That we were shipping something to here in East Tennessee to Wisconsin, and I changed it from 2 pounds to 15 ounces, and it dropped the price by like 13 cents or 14 cents or something. But then I was shipping something to North Carolina and dropped it from 15 ounces to 12 ounces, and it knocked off like 80 cents. It just, the price breaks are kind of weird to me, and how I'm sure there's some sort of math behind it that works for USPS, but it didn't make any sense to me.
Sold this Animal Alley striped cat plush from $2,000, $10 also. This is the second time I'm selling these. Maybe this time they'll stay, but these are VTech alphabet cubes. They go to some ride-on toy. I think a train maybe. I don't remember exactly. Double-sided letter blocks. Sold again for $17.95. Y'all, I picked up 7 or 8 of these when we were at a thrift store in Knoxville. I paid $6.95 each for them. I've already sold, I want to say 2 of them to one person for $40 each. And then this one sold for the full price, $49.95. Just kind of funny what you can find in thrift stores. And normally I would bulk at $6.95 for a toy, but you know, I checked the comps and I checked WorthPoint on my phone, and it was definitely worth picking up. I've sold, I think, 3 so far. Russ, little white cat that said get well soon, sold for $18.85. Spirit riding free horse plush, lot of 3. Yeah, originally it was just one of the plush, and then I found 2 more to add to the lot, and the 3 of them sold for $22.45. One of those daggone 2,000-piece puzzles that Robert picked up. This one was called On the Fifth Day, had biblical references. They were fun, but they were... Our little board that we used to put puzzles together, it it sold for $31. I'm going to take this off so I can show you how close to the edge the dang thing was. Right here. Look at our board. That was all the extra space that we had left. And we had to sort out those 2,000 pieces into little trays and cookie sheets and whatever else we could find just to sort them out by colors. Fun puzzle, but yeah, well, we've got a couple more. iDog, mini robot dog. I picked this up at the Asheville Bins when we went up there with the Rocket City resellers when they came here for the meetup we had recently in Greenville. It had a broken tail. I didn't know at the time that it had a broken tail. Come to find out, these are still really popular. If the tail hadn't been broken, I probably could have sold it for $30+ dollars. It sold the same day I listed it for $17.95 with a broken tail. Walmart black and white cow plush sold for $10. I love Walmart. Vintage and contemporary. A lot of the animals I tend to pick up. American Eagle women's boot jeans sold for $11. Mattel Thomas the Train. These are from the Trackmasters series. They're motorized. Just Thomas and 2 cars. And it sold for $14.36. Wish Pets Sea Turtle with an egg plush sold for $17.95. Winnie the Pooh Halloween plush with the pumpkin sold for $11.66. Torrid women's bootcut jeans sold for $19.74. Took a year to sell. Build-A-Bear Great Wolf Lodge. This is Oliver. I think the girl's name is Rachel, maybe. Plush with some clothes sold for $17.95. Funny thing is I had 3 of these. I took 2 of them out to make into lots with another Sesame Street character, and then this one sold. This is Big Bird from the Little People series, vintage series, sold for $7.17. I'm pretty sure this was in the lot of stuff that I picked up the first time we ever went to the Highway 127 sale. I bought a bunch of vintage Little People. Chalkware, wall hangings. These were swans. Bought a bunch of these at a yard sale a couple years ago. And slowly but surely, they are selling $17.95. Dandy. We were just talking about Dandy in my the Rebel Pickers live show that we do on Monday mornings. I said that I wasn't picking up fluff stuff anymore. I don't even know where that word came from. And somebody asked me what was fluff. And it's just some of the brands I used to pick up quite often, like Hug Fun, Hug and Love, Dandy. There's several others, Inner American Products, and just other small or just not popular brands anymore. And Dandy was one. And then look, I sold one. $13.45. Kelly Toy Gray Elephant Plush sold for $13.45. This was a nice sale. I think it might be my best sell of the weekend. Animal Adventure Pink and White Striped Cat from 2014 sold for $59.95. Aurora Brown and Tan Dog Plush. His name was Spotty from 2022. Sold for $22.45. McDonald's Chicken McNuggets Nugget Buddies. I am pretty sure I picked these up when I went to the estate sale where all the Sasha dolls were. Picked up a lot of McDonald's stuff there that day. This lot sold for $42. Definitely keep your eyes open for the vintage McNuggets. This was just the manuals to a Lego Movie 2 Lego set. It's been listed for years. I don't tend to list this type of stuff anymore, but it still sold for $13.45. Gap Women's Chambray top blouse sold for $13. And then this Georgia Tech Gear for Sports pullover jacket top sold for $35.71.
This was a good time to have a Georgia Tech pullover jacket because I think they started out unranked and beat a couple good teams and are now ranked in the top 25.
This is just the one sale that we had last weekend in the clothing store. This was an American Eagle Tom Girl denim overalls bibs, and they sold for $35.71. In raggedy condition, I might say, but he tends to do very well finding this kind of stuff and selling them.
I was working on some clothes last night, and Mom had a little computer problem, and we were talking on the phone with her while I was doing it, and so we did the video call so I could see her computer, and then I was showing her what I was working on, and she's like, I don't know why people wear those clothes with the you know, the holes in them and stuff. It's just the
style.
Not an older person thing.
Nope, not a me person thing either. You know, I've got one pair of jeans that has those little cuts in them. I don't like them. Don't like them at all. Probably won't wear them. Eventually they'll end up out here to get listed. Just not my thing. right, y'all. Time actually to go in and figure out something for dinner. But get to work. Bye.